Hey, welcome to Daily Bravo Drama. In this video, we will be talking about Dorit, thinking about refusing to move in with PK and spending $1 million, the massive summer house betrayal with Amanda and West, Taylor Frankie Paul's shelved Bachelorette season, and a below-deck guest facing shocking criminal charges. We'll cover everything coming up in this audio. Hey, this is Delilah.
Hey, this is Fahid.
Welcome to Reality TV Audio Podcast,
where we break down the latest in reality TV every day.
So we are jumping straight into the absolute most viral, trending reality news of the day. Like, if you have been anywhere near the internet in the last 24 hours, you know the timeline is just totally ablaze.
Oh, it really is.
Yeah, but we aren't just going to, read you the headlines. We are going to unpack exactly what is happening beneath the surface, why these network machines operate the way they do, and what it actually means for the shows that you love.
It's a really densely packed news day, honestly. We're looking at this fascinating collision of public image and behind-the-scenes legal strategies, bridging everything from West Coast financial maneuvers to East Coast production leaks.
Right.
So let's get right into the Beverly Hills of it all, because what's happening there is basically a masterclass in narrative control.
Absolutely. I mean, let's start with the absolute collapse of Dorit and PK Kemsley, because the text messages and the court documents that just leaked are staggering.
Yeah, they are.
We are talking about PK literally asking Dorit and the kids to move into his current home because their former shared home is nearing foreclosure. And Dorit's response, which is literally documented in the court filings, was, "Over my fucking dead body."
Wow. And what's really crucial to understand here is the mechanism of how this information actually becomes public. Like, these aren't accidental leaks from some random source close to the couple.
No, not at all.
Right. PK is claiming their financial situation is a full-blown crisis, and he is actively utilizing the legal system to broadcast that. In the filings, he states he is paying 90% of the bills.
Which is wild.
Yeah, including the mortgage that Dorit is allegedly not contributing to while living in the house. And more importantly, he used a financial disclosure subpoena to pull her bank statements.
Which is such an aggressive move. I mean, okay, let's unpack this for a second, because those expenditures that got pulled are just eye-watering.
Totally.
They are talking about nearly $1 million, like $995,000 to be exact, on luxury goods in the last year alone.
That's insane.
Right. That includes $69,000 at Chanel, another $38,000 at Hermes, plus demanding $100,000 from PK for a spring break trip. It just makes you wonder, is she really swiping her card for $1 million in designer bags while the house is being foreclosed on? Or is PK just a master at spinning the legal narrative to look like the victim?
I mean, that is the perfect way to look at it, because in a franchise like Beverly Hills, wealth is basically a cast member's primary armor, right? Exactly. So a financial disclosure subpoena isn't just a standard legal move. It's a strategic strike designed to strip a housewife of her storyline armor.
Oh, that's such a good point.
Yeah, PK is deliberately contrasting his claims of carrying the household with her high-end retail receipts. He wants her fabulous persona to, collide with forensic accounting. Whoever files the most detailed narrative first usually sets the tone in the court of public opinion.
Right, he's building that paper trail.
Exactly. He is building a permanent paper trail that paints her as financially detached from reality, while also explicitly claiming she threatened to ruin his reputation and his relationship with his new girlfriend if he didn't hand over that spring break money.
Which makes her recent media strategy so fascinating, honestly. Dorit just did an interview confirming she has not been fired from the show, despite all those rampant rumors.
Yeah, she shut those down quickly.
She did. But instead of dwelling on the divorce, she immediately pivoted to talking about Erica Jane, saying she genuinely hopes to reconcile with her and that she loves her. It's such a stark contrast, like waging an all-out legal war with the husband while extending olive branches to the castmates.
Well, it's pure survival mechanics. When your personal life is a massive liability and your finances are being publicly dismantled, you need allies on your professional platform.
Yeah, you can't fight a war on two fronts.
Exactly. If she loses her spot on the show, she loses her primary income stream. And speaking of how these women operate to protect themselves, Kathy Hilton just gave a very revealing interview to Vulture.
Oh my gosh, yes. It completely pulls the curtain back on the production mechanisms. She was entirely transparent, which is rare for her.
It really is.
She point blank said the cast isn't phony and that nobody from production is whispering in their ears or feeding them lines. She insists the drama we see is actually real.
Yeah, even if the editing shapes the final narrative. And that editing is the key mechanism that dictates how the audience perceives reality. She specifically referenced her infamous hunky-dory moment from a few seasons ago.
Oh, I love that moment.
Right, where she seemingly didn't know the phrase, but she clarified she is not stupid, she knows exactly what it means. She was just trying to break Sutton Strack out of a terrible mood.
And the editors just ran with it.
Exactly. They recognized a golden opportunity and cut the scene for maximum comedic effect, framing her as wonderfully out of touch.
So funny. She also finally explained that mysterious, dramatic phone ringing during the reunion while her sister Kyle was practically in tears over Mauricio.
Oh, right. Everyone thought it was some grand conspiracy.
Yeah, or like a secret producer call. Nope. It was just her husband calling her because it was her birthday, and she couldn't see the screen without her glasses, so she just picked up to say she couldn't talk. So much for the mastermind theories.
It just highlights how the audience is primed to look for complex conspiracies when the reality is often just mundane human error caught on camera.
Completely.
We also saw Rachel Zoe drop a life update at the reunion, which plays right into this idea of how reality stars rebrand themselves.
Yes. She mentioned she's navigating post-divorce life from Roger Berman by dating younger guys.
Though she clarified not guys in their 20s.
Right, not that young, but younger. And she completely laughed off the idea of having more kids right now. It's a much lighter side of the Beverly Hills coin,
Right.
but it shows how you just have to keep the narrative moving forward.
Absolutely. But, while PK is weaponizing legal documents to control the narrative, over on the East Coast, we are seeing a totally different kind of weaponization.
Oh, boy.
Raw production audio. The Summer House scandal with Amanda Batula and Wes Wilson confirming their romance has essentially fractured the entire Bravo-verse.
It really has divided the entire friend group. And what escalated this from just a standard reality TV hookup to a massive structural scandal was the audio leak from the season 10 reunion. Where Shara Miller calls Amanda a fucking snake.
Yeah, and Andy Cohen just confirmed exactly how that audio got out.
Wait, really?
Yeah, it wasn't a cast member secretly recording on their iPhone. It was actually a production member who leaked it directly.
Oh my gosh, which is a catastrophic breach of protocol. I mean, think about the infrastructure of these shows. Production leaks of raw, unedited reunion audio are incredibly rare.
Right, because networks utilize strict NDAs, digital watermarks, and internal security measures. The raw audio is usually vaulted, so when an insider leaks it, it completely bypasses the network's carefully planned rollout of the drama.
It forces the cast to react in real time without any protection from the PR department.
Exactly. And the real-time fallout among the cast is intense. You have Carl Ratke completely refusing to speak to Wes, saying Wes just doesn't understand the impact of his actions.
And then you have Kyle Cook, Amanda's estranged husband, who actually sent West a voice memo.
Yeah, which was surprising.
It was. Kyle admitted this is completely uncharted territory for him, but he's actually stepping back from his anger at West just to support Amanda because her mental state is so fragile right now.
It's a real look at the psychological toll of these heavily intertwined friend groups. But the optics for West are actively working against him right now.
Oh, definitely.
Because despite the joint statement he and Amanda put out asking for grace and privacy, he was just spotted at Bar 82 Stanton in New York City.
Without Amanda, of course.
Right. And witnesses claimed he was in full party mode and definitely flirting with multiple women.
Which perfectly sets up the bizarre cross-franchise defense mechanism we just witnessed. Real Housewives of New Jersey alumni are suddenly weighing in on a summer house cheating scandal.
It's wild.
Yeah, Jen Fessler actively defended West, calling him a sweet golden retriever puppy dog who didn't mean any harm. And Margaret Josephs chimed in saying Sierra should just write Amanda and West a thank you note because she's better off knowing now.
The Golden Retriever label is a classic reality TV archetype. It's a mechanism used to afford male reality stars a massive amount of grace from the audience and from older cast members. It basically frames their missteps and betrayals as naive, clumsy accidents rather than calculated choices. But the younger cast members who are experiencing the fallout directly, well, they view that exact same behavior as deliberate and malicious.
Exactly. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. Ciara saw Jen Fessler defending West with that puppy dog excuse, and she took straight to threads with an explosive clapback.
Oh, she didn't hold back.
No. She literally accused West of sleeping with the married Jen Fessler. Someone in the comments pointed out, wait, Jen is married. And Ciara responded, that's what I thought, with a little cartwheel emoji.
That is how quickly the borders between these shows just disintegrate. A casual comment from a New Jersey cast member triggers a major accusation from a Summer House cast member, creating an entirely new storyline out of thin air on a text-based app.
It's incredible. Okay, before we get to the rest of the news, a quick shout out to our listener, Emma, who always sends us the best Bravo theories. We love reading them.
Yes. Thank you, Emma.
So let's pivot from the messy, interconnected relationships in the Hamptons to the incredibly messy, unpredictable ecosystems on the Valley and Vanderpump Rules.
Well, the rumor mill on the Valley is operating at peak capacity right now, and it just demonstrates how surreal the Los Angeles reality scene can be. Because Michelle Sanyo was just photographed leaving Nobu and holding hands with none other than hip-hop mogul Dr. Dre.
Which is a pairing literally no one had on their bingo card.
Nobody.
Her own castmates, Janet Caprona and Zach Wickham, were totally blindsided. Janet actually went on the record saying she initially thought the paparazzi photos were AI-generated because the crossover was just too bizarre to compute.
And honestly, when castmates assume a photo is AI, it tells you everything you need to know about the fractured reality of modern celebrity.
Totally.
But while Michelle is navigating paparazzi with Dr. Dre, her castmates Danny and Nia Bucco are dealing with a totally different kind of public reaction. Danny is facing intense fan backlash following a recent episode's portrayal of his parenting.
Oh, this was rough.
It really touches on a very sensitive nerve for the audience.
Yeah, this was really tough to watch. Nia was trying to eat while actively bouncing their baby, Adelaide. She asked Danny to hold the baby, and he completely refused, prioritizing getting a coffee for himself instead.
Right.
Later, he seemed visibly annoyed about having to put the baby to sleep, complaining that they had a babysitter there, and actually called Nia's behavior performative.
Which is a huge red flag for viewers. The visceral reaction to this moment illustrates how modern audiences fiercely scrutinize the division of labor in reality TV marriages.
So complete.
It wasn't just fans on Twitter who were outraged. Teddy Mellencamp and Tamra Judge slammed Danny on their podcast. When a reality star labels their spouse's genuine request for basic parenting help as performative, it completely shatters the carefully curated image of the perfect supportive husband. The audience immediately clocks the underlying dynamic.
Speaking of surprising fatherhood dynamics, we actually have breaking news from the Vanderpump Rules universe. James Kennedy is officially expecting his first baby with his non-public figure girlfriend of just 7 months.
Wow.
Yeah, so given his volatile history and past domestic incidents, how is the reality TV world reacting to him suddenly taking on fatherhood after only 7 months of dating?
Well, it is being met with a complex mix of apprehension and very cautious optimism. I mean, the timeline is incredibly accelerated, which always raises eyebrows in the space. They celebrated the news with the themed gathering for their inner circle, but the backdrop is his unavoidable history. It was only in late 2024 that he faced an arrest over a domestic violence incident involving his ex, Ali Luber. The reality TV community is hyper aware of that past.
Half of that.
So the reaction is definitely filtered through the lens of hoping he has genuinely committed to the sobriety and personal growth he promised after that specific incident.
Yeah, time will definitely tell on that one. Okay, we need to look at some quick updates on the East Coast franchises before we get into a very serious story.
Okay, let's do it.
First up, Carol Redswool confirmed that RHONY Season 16 is currently filming. She says New York is back, and she casually admitted she got overserved on tequila during a cast night out.
Naturally.
It really highlights how legacy housewives have to immediately jump back into the chaotic rhythm of production.
We also saw Bethany Frankel go viral this week, but perhaps not in the way she intended. A TikTok street interviewer tried to ask her who she was wearing, and she delivered this heavily affected, sassy, if you don't know, you better ask somebody line. But as she strutted away, she nearly rolled her ankle in her stilettos and had to, catch her balance.
The comments absolutely roasted her for the waddle away. It's a perfect example of trying to manufacture a viral girl boss moment and having the physical reality completely undercut it.
Exactly.
In other casting news, RHOP's Stacey Rush has officially put it out into the universe that she wants to pivot and go on to Traitors. And she specifically wants to do it alongside RHOA's fan-wielding shade assassin, Angela Oakley.
That would be an incredible collision of strategic gameplay.
Oh, I would watch that in a heartbeat.
And finally, on Real Housewives of Rhode Island, the feud between Jo Ellen Tiberi and Rula Pontarelli is escalating to a new level. Jo Ellen is demanding a public apology from Rula, stating she has irrefutable video proof of Rula's husband Brian's ongoing affair.
The deployment of video proof is basically the ultimate reality TV trump card, isn't it?
Exactly. It removes the plausible deniability that cast members usually rely on to stretch a storyline across an entire season. But that video proof is a reality TV trump card. We need to step away from franchise drama for a moment to discuss a situation where evidence is in the hands of actual authorities. Former Season 2 Below Deck Sailing Yacht Charter guest Barry Druitt Barlow and his husband Scott have been arrested and charged in England.
That is a stark reminder of the very real, severe legal realities that sometimes intersect with the people who appear on these shows.
It is. The Essex Police and the Crown Prosecution Service have confirmed multiple charges against both men. These charges include human trafficking, sexual exploitation, and the rape of a male over the age of 16.
Oh, wow.
Authorities conducted searches across several locations before making the arrests. Following these charges, the UK network ITV immediately canceled the couple's upcoming reality series. They are currently navigating the British judicial system regarding these severe allegations.
We'll obviously just have to see how that plays out in the courts. Shifting away from that, let's look at the actual structural realities of being on television.
Yeah.
Specifically, the mechanics of what happens when you actually win a network competition show.
Right.
Let's talk about Survivor.
When we watch someone win $1 million on television, the reality of that payout is vastly different from the perception of giant novelty checks.
Oh, for sure.
Savannah Louie, the winner of Survivor 49, just pulled the curtain back on the harsh taxation process.
Yeah, I mean, think about how you'd feel if you just survived 26 days, starving on an island, outwitted everyone, won $1 million, and then the IRS instantly claims almost $400,000 of it.
It's brutal.
She revealed she had to pay an agonizing $380,000 to the government. She literally called it a punch to the gut.
And the mechanics of when they actually see that remaining money are tied entirely to the show's legal infrastructure.
Right.
Savannah explained that winners do not receive a single dime until 24 hours after the finale actually airs on television. This is an intentional escrow mechanism to enforce the strict non-disclosure agreements.
Which makes sense. A reality TV NDA isn't just a piece of paper. It's basically a financial hostage situation.
Yeah.
They hold your payout for months because the minute that check clears, their leverage evaporates.
Exactly.
If the network paid them immediately after filming Wrapped in Fiji, the financial threat required to prevent them from spoiling the season on social media would be significantly reduced.
Precisely. And speaking of the brutal realities of network television and how quickly things can change, let's look at the mechanisms behind what's happening with Taylor Frankie Paul.
Oh, yes.
Her highly anticipated turn as the lead of The Bachelorette Season 22 has been shelved indefinitely by ABC.
The season was literally pulled from the schedule just days before it was supposed to premiere, and it is entirely absent from the network's recently released summer lineup.
Yeah. This all stems from the domestic violence incident and the resulting mutual restraining orders between her and her ex, Dakota Mortensen. The network simply didn't know how to navigate the public optics of airing a lighthearted romance show while the lead is actively entangled in a highly publicized domestic court battle.
Just too much.
The liability of the narrative clashing with real-world police reports was too high for the executives.
And of course, the broader reality TV ecosystem couldn't just stay quiet about it. Former Bachelor Grant Ellis threw some very public shade on Instagram, asking if he needed to get some felonies to be cool with Bachelor Nation, clearly referencing Taylor's legal situation.
It's brand warfare.
Yeah.
He is using her legal troubles to position himself as the morally superior traditional Bachelor lead.
But Taylor did not let that slide. She hopped right into the comments and hit back, saying she is far from a perfect princess, but she was told she was one of the kindest leads the cast and crew had ever worked with.
Good for her.
And she actually ended her week on a factual high note. Despite the ongoing custody battle over her son Ever, she just successfully bought her first house entirely on her own after renting for years.
It underscores the chaotic duality of reality television stardom. You're watching these people navigate severe personal and legal crises while simultaneously managing public brand warfare and achieving major life milestones.
Absolutely.
Which leads us to a broader question for you to consider. With reality stars now constantly popping up in each other's drama, like West Wilson and Jen Fessler, are we heading toward a future where individual shows don't actually matter and the entire landscape is just one massive, interconnected, 204/7 reality soap opera that plays out entirely on social media?
Honestly, it feels like we're already there. But listen, we've got a massive story brewing about a secret, shocking pre-game alliance on the upcoming Survivor 50. that is going to blow your mind. Make sure to catch the next audio to hear all about it.
Thanks for listening. Make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.
Catch you next time.